Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day, my beginning will be as bright as the sun.
Missing in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Yes, you guys, today is May the 1st, Labor Day. Some people are off work, some people are not. Wow. September the 1st, Labor Day. I am not off work today, so I will be going in. I want to share something with you guys because it just seemed to me, first I want to say hello to everybody that came in the building. You guys did not have SP is Your Cash app open. Yes, it is. Happy Labor Day, Nancy. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Let's see who's in the building. We got Freddie Johnson. She's first in the chat. We got Zena in here and Lisa Taylor. We got Nancy LaRose. We got the mods in the building. And we got Monique Hall. And so Connie Branch, a.k.a. Karen. See, we're never going to forget that now. And then we got Shauna in the building. Yes. You got September the 1st, my niece's wedding anniversary. Well, happy anniversary to your niece. Hey, I'm glad you see me. I do see you, Shauna. Some people be in the comment section, be answering questions, putting one in the comment section, and I'd be like, I don't think they know how to get on the live and when we come on the live, So we're gonna have to go in there and do some adjustments and stuff. But I went in there and Like I said, you guys, our mods. If I haven't seen you in a while, I have to get the wrench. Take the wrench because I don't know if you know we just can't have wrenches out there. So I did some of that, and that's where we're at on that. She said, "Be right back." Okay, okay, Karen. Well, I got some questions, and I'm hoping maybe y'all can help me out when you get ready to open the phone lines. Oh, hold on, snap. Since you got, let me see how much time we got on there, so I can charge that up real quick. She said she got some questions. I guarantee you we can answer them. We all can answer them. I'll be charging that phone up real quick. It don't take long. You may not see me for a while, but you do. Oh yeah, sometimes you may not be on this live. Cause hey, hip hop in history, how you doing? That's the way things work. It's been crazy. It has been a. I missed the live yesterday, but I watched the replay. Diablo is devil in Spanish. Exactly. You guys understand that? So they're saying, first of all, you guys, I wanna share something with you that I ran across the other day. She said, check the Cash App. Um, I will. It says, oh, okay. Oh, I see you. Is that for your that's gotta be for that's gotta be for your Christmas thing, right? Gotcha, Freddie. We got you in the building. We got you. So now I've got Tina and Freddie in the Christmas giveaway so far. We're gonna have to start that. I guess today is the day that we started. Anyway, we've been started, but we just have not been on that. Let me try to find where I was at here because you guys are going to be like, what the heck is going on? Let me find it. What's up, Freddie in the dark? Tina Powers is in the building. Thank you guys for showing up. Anybody else came in here while I was a little distracted right there. My ears starting to hurt a little bit like Diesel's. He goes to the doctor tomorrow, and the doctor will see him. He's feeling a little better, but I didn't do his cleaning of his ear this morning, but we'll. Hey, Leisure Leisure Lady is in the building. The search for the missing baby in Southern California. The search for a missing baby in Southern California has captured nationwide attention as what began as a missing person case has transformed into a murder investigation, they say. Emmanuel, 7-month-old baby from Cabazon, was reported missing on August the 14th. They're going to go through the timeline a little bit. The child's parents, 32-year-old Jake and Mitchell Harrell and 41-year-old Rebecca Renee Harrell, has been arrested in the baby's death as the search for Emmanuel continues. This is the timeline on what we know so far in the case. Now, I don't know how they are going to prove baby Emmanuel's passing, but they say they got it. So you guys, I just cannot wait. Hey, Gloria Bates is in the building. How you doing, Gloria? At approximately 7:47 p.m. on August the 14th, a 7-month-old baby identified as Emmanuel was reported missing after the child's mother, Rebecca, reported being attacked outside a retail store on Ucapa Boulevard. The San Bernardino County Sheriff Department said in a statement. She told officials that while she stood outside her vehicle, changing the child's, and they spelled that wrong, diaper, she was physically assaulted by an unknown male and rendered unconsciously, the sheriff's department said. When she woke up, the child was gone, the mother told officials. Once on the scene, since tracking dogs were deployed, but the 7-month-old was not located. Officials said this is an active investigation. No suspect information is available, and they are seeking the public's help now in locating the child. So now they want the public's help. You know, first they'd be like, y'all need to go sit down. Don't do nothing. You're doing a disservice. Now they're saying they seeking the help from the public. You see what I'm saying? It's he was last seen wearing a black Nike onesie. He weighed 21 pounds, is approximately 24 inches tall, had brown hair, brown eyes, and is cross-eyed. The sheriff's department said in their initial statement on the child's disappearance. August the 15th, the next day, authorities released another statement saying they were continuing their search for the 7-month-old baby who was reported kidnapped. The sheriff department said the baby had not been found and the investigators will continue to work on the case. The same day, Rebecca and Jake spoke to Los Angeles ABC station about Emmanuel's disappearance. Rebecca described her son as a happy boy and begged whoever had her son to give him back to me. Please don't hurt my son, Rebecca told him. However, whoever took our son, please bring him back. That's what Jake said during the same interview on August the 16th. This is their timeline. Their timeline is really not a timeline. It's really just saying what the family had did since and what had been said. There really is not a timeline. See, I wanted to see what their timeline consisted of, and it does not consist of a timeline. It just consists of the timeline the family made the report. Officials said they interviewed multiple individuals regarding the disappearance, including the child's mother and father. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview, the sheriff's office said. After those interviews, investigators were unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance. On August the 18th, officers conducted extensive search in Ucapa and Cabazon, looking for Emmanuel and any evidence that might lead to his location and circumstances surrounding his disappearance, the sheriff department said in a press release on August the 18th. The officials have also served several search warrants at the home and are interviewing a large amount of surveillance video from the areas of interest. Officials said they are looking into, this is August the 19th. Zena says they probably found a certain amount of blood in the house that shows he lost too much blood to be still alive. Okay. Do you know that there's people in her family that are close to her? The baby's grandma has never laid eyes on that baby. Did not know that. They are so fake. I think that's a little too late after the police told us to take a step back. Exactly. Don't forget to thumbs up. Exactly, you guys. Did they find any markings on the back of her head? Nope, don't know. Oh, now they won't help. Yeah, they won't help. How does she knows the person that hit her was a man? One, because they know that baby wasn't kidnapped and the baby can't walk away. Okay. Okay. His brother died in that house like a month earlier, supposedly from suicide or drug overdose. I don't know. I don't believe none of it. But at the funeral, nobody said she had a baby. Everybody said they didn't even know she had a baby. Some of them didn't even know she was remarried. She said she got hit in the back of the head, but she had a black eye. Actually, she had two black eyes. She had them at the funeral, too. Exactly. And to be honest with you, I think she's been through so much watching her kids get beaten, B&B, Stockholm Syndrome, baby. Vanessa mother is speaking out. I don't know if SP has said that or not, but she is saying a lot. Shauna says, listen. Hello. Let's see here. Listen, I don't know, but his daughter, when she was 10 weeks old, he beat her to where she will never walk and talk, see you, smell. She's quadriplegic. I don't know. I don't even know. The news has interviewed the ex-wife's mother. But we all seen the pictures, and there's two pictures that I promise you are posting pictures that baby would look normal when he was born. And yes, they said there's a circumstantial amount of blood in there. Laughing out loud, we put that down at the same time. How do you almost kill a 10 weeks old baby and never do a day in jail? He went 1 day in jail, 6 months in a work release program, and gone. She said she didn't see him. Then she went to turn around because they said hola. I heard that she gave birth in that house and not in the hospital, and that's why they can't find a birth certificate for the baby or any evidence that she had a baby. Girl. And the funniest thing is she said he hit me and I saw white. Yes, yes, yes. That's the number right there. Freddie's put it in there. I heard that as well, Zena. Okay. You guys, okay. Let's see. Let me see. We was on August the 18th. We was on August the 18th. Officials conduct extensive search in Ucapa and Cabazon looking for Emmanuel and any evidence that might lead to his locations. The office has also several search warrants at the home, are reviewing a large amount of surveillance videos. August the 19th, officials said they are looking into a reported sighting of Emmanuel in Kern County. That's what they did August the 19th. No information on where in Kern County. The same day, Jake attorney Vincent provided a statement saying both parents seek answers about their missing child and that the father is fully cooperating with law enforcement. August the 20th, Jake and Rebecca are seen leaving the Riverside Superior Juvenile Court. August the 22nd, Jake and Rebecca was arrested at their residence. Based on the evidence, investigators determined a kidnapping in Yucapa did not occur. It is believed Emmanuel is deceased and the search to recover his remains is ongoing. Officials said no other arrest has been made. No suspects remain outstanding. While these arrests mark a significant development, their focus remained on finding Emmanuel. Rebecca was placed in custody at the Robert Presley detention, and Jake was booked into the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility. August the 24th, officials conducted another search for Emmanuel along the westbound shoulder of the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road, and Jake and cadaver dogs accompanied the detectives. The search concluded after Emmanuel was not located. On August the 26th, Jake and Rebecca appeared in court in the wake of being charged with murder and making false police report. The two were in court for less than 5 minutes. There was $1 million bail set for both. The arraignment is scheduled to continue on September the 4th, which September the 4th will be this Thursday, you guys. Okay, during a press conference on August the 27th, the Riverside attorney member of the law enforcement said they have a pretty strong indication on the location and of the remains, and that the alleged murder of Emmanuel was preventable in numerous ways. They revealed they believed the child was severely abused over a period of time and that both parents would have been aware of the abuse. And the Riverside County District Attorney Michael said the filing in the case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused over time and that they eventually became, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. Hestron said that Jake, who is described as an experienced child abuser, should have gone to prison due to previous abuse of another child he had with his ex-wife back in 2018, but a judge at the time granted him probation, a ruling that was called an outrageous error in judgment. Authorities said the child in that case has been left bedridden. If that judge had done his job, they said, as he should have, Emmanuel would be alive today. And that is their timeline, you guys. That is the only timeline. So Shauna is saying, hold on. It don't matter that the baby blood, that you would have lost that much blood. Shauna said, hey, the first interview I watched said that she was a stepmom and he did have another wife before Rebecca and another wife, Vanessa, but they're all being complacent, helping him. Now, the funny thing about that is if somebody knocks you out, you see black. True. When you are being beaten, sometimes there's blood. Okay. It would have been enough of his blood for him to be dead just from her having birth. What kind of timeline is that? We know all of that. Exactly. I had to go through it to see, because I'm like, oh, they got a timeline. Let's see. I mean, this is the first case that we do not have any timeline of this baby's life. The fact remains that nobody's seen that baby since like August the 3rd, right? So this will probably never find them, and that's just the cold, hard truth. Seeing all of that, why I have so many questions. When you ready for me to call, let me see here. You can call. I got you ready. I'm ready for you. Yes, yes. That is not a real timeline. You got, I guess when they're saying, here's the timeline, they're just telling you all the things that has happened and transpired since August the 14th. But that's nothing. That's just saying the mom called, reported the baby missing. They came out, did an interview. She did an interview. They searched the home. They arrested the mom and dad. They did a press conference. Other than that, they didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It irks me, and I'm gonna say this, you guys, because it does. It irks me that they have absolutely nothing. They have not told us anything. Absolutely nothing. But they call it a timeline. And you know, I'm starting to see why when people want to know why there wasn't an Amber Alert. There's no information. There's no information out there. We got a picture of a child. That's all we got to go on. A picture of a child. We don't know when he came up missing. We don't know who was the last person to see. I mean, who was the last person that actually, other than talking to Jake and Rebecca, who was the last person that seen this child alive? Tell us that. Who was the last person to I mean, like a family member that say, oh, he was at the wedding. Or, oh, I helped her change him. Oh, I went to the house and he was crying and I seen mom change his diaper. Who tell me somebody that last seen this baby? Because people were saying that the baby wasn't born in a hospital. People were saying that. Do we even know that she actually had the child herself? And this is not somebody else's child? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and call in, Shauna. Go ahead and call in. I just thought we had something. I kind of knew we couldn't because the police is acting like, oh yeah, we got a strong indication where the child is. If you had a strong indication where that child is, you would be there. You wouldn't be sitting there telling us you got a strong indication. You don't want Jake to know you guys ain't got nothing. I mean, but I get it. I understand it. I would do the same thing. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. SP keeps her shovel with her so she can dig for nuggets. Yes, I do. Thank you, Freddie. Nancy said, yes, she do. Yes, yes, yes. Zena says, Vanessa's cousin renamed the baby Promise Faith when she adopted her. That's fine. I told you these people that we're talking about, trust and believe, they're they have a Christian base. So there Shauna said there is no timeline. The last time that baby was seen was August the 3rd. So here's the thing. They gotta have evidence. They can say what they want to say. You seen, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Jake said this baby wasn't under no long-term abuse. Well, you know, the police say he was. Okay, what makes you say he was? This is a baby boy. Baby boys and baby girls are abused differently, and we all know that. Baby girls, and we don't know what problem Jake or Rebecca have. One of them may not can stand a baby crying. One of them can have some impurity desires, sexual desires of a child. Nancy said, I've heard that there isn't one photo of Rebecca being pregnant. See what I'm saying? But she got 2 kids. I thought his birthday was 12/24. I think his birthday is 12/24. Yeah. Shauna, you can call. So I don't think they really got a timeline, you guys. There's no timeline. And I just stumbled on some information about Naziah. Let me throw that in there for those of you that is, we are waiting on the Naziah Harris case. The number, you can come on the StreamYard. Hold on. Let me see here. You can do that, or you can call, or you can call. They put it in there. I almost don't even know that number. There is a teenage girl and her baby that are missing, and they put that baby's picture next to Emmanuel, and they look alike. Well, I don't know. We're going to find out about a whole bunch of stuff. Because if the police saying we know this and we know, they don't know nothing. And there's other news outlets are putting that information about having a informant placed in the jail, and Jake is confessing the death of the baby to this informant. Not just News Nation or Nation News, but other reporters are now reporting that actually did happen. So I know the police don't want, and the investigators and the attorney general don't want to be known of their tactics and stuff, but they do. Okay, we got Shauna in the building.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I'm trying to be positive here. I don't know if you remember you had talked to me and I had told you a little bit of my story and stuff. Naziah's case is what got me. I've always looked at the missing children and hurt children because of what I had been through, and I always wanted to help somehow, and I never knew how I could, because in the back of my mind, I'm only one person and nobody ever listened to me anyway, so how am I going to help them? But my thought is this: these children are being hurt by their own parents, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this has been going on. Like, you can go back as far as the Bible and see where there was incest and evil. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But my thing is, with my grandmother, she was a Pentecostal preacher. So to me, growing up, a lot of things that happened to me, I knew weren't right. But I didn't say nothing because I knew it was making my abusers happy. And to be honest with you, as a child, all I wanted for them was to love me more. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't
Right.
have done anything to turn that away. My point is so even at a young age of 6, when I knew what I was doing wasn't right, my friends didn't do stuff like that. They didn't have to. You know what I mean? My friend wasn't allowed to sit on her dad's lap. And I was like, why? That's weird. No, it's not. And I didn't know that. But that's how, like I told y'all, how later on I ended up having a baby by my stepdad at 28. It's because when you live a life of abuse and nastiness and evil, you can't, even with me praying and trying to do my best to stay away from drugs and everything else, I always want to hide that pain.
Hmm.
And so what I'm saying is today I stand here questioning everything I ever learned about God. God was good. We couldn't even go to God but through his son because he couldn't look upon sin, right?
Right.
Right. And he couldn't mess with free will, right? Right.
Right.
So my thing is the word preordained. To me, I learned that he knew before I was ever in my mama's stomach what would be of my life.
Yes.
Why is he given the most precious gift in the world from him straight into the hands of monsters? I just can't make my mind wrap around it. And so then my faith and everything else tells me, oh no, if God's not real, what are we living in? I'm not
Mm.
saying I don't believe in God. I still sit here and pray to God to take this feeling away from me. Because right now, I've never been more unsure. I don't want to get high. I don't want to. But right now, I don't want to understand this. Do you understand what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
never want to sit in a room with Jarvis Butts and pick his brain. Not one time.
Right.
And I just don't understand how these parents are doing it. And then what I don't understand is like the Naziah's case. You got the police, you got the school, you got everybody lying. So y'all are condoning it and normalizing it and okaying it. What does that say? This world is led by evil. And I think Trump brought us all into it. I think it could have happened, but it probably wouldn't have happened had he not went and went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
But
honestly believe that he was the death of this country.
but people do have free will. They're gonna do what they do. Do the Lord already know this? Yeah, he does know these things.
Then
But
why did he let this happen to me?
well, here's the thing. Um, things happen to a lot of people.
Right.
It's not
Babies.
well, here's the thing. It's just not you. You're not the Lone Ranger. It just
I
didn't happen
know.
to you. It happens to a lot of people. It happens to me. It happens to 90% of the people that's in this chat. It has happened. They may not never say it because they suppress the situation. But
Right.
it
You
but let
good.
it be known, I'm just letting you know, like you're
Yeah.
not the only one. But the thing about it is, like, um, we start listening to the world and how things are supposed to be, and then we kind of look at like it didn't happen to these kids. Well, you don't know that. You know what they tell you.
No. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. When I say why did this have to happen to me? When I say me, I mean all the hurt and abused children because none of us deserve that.
Yeah, none of us deserve it, but I mean, this is a dualistic world. It works by change and chaos. You
I don't know,
understand?
but I just couldn't take my baby and hand him to a monster. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I don't care what I knew.
right, but at the end of the day, these things that happens to us, we have a human body, so we feel pain, we feel sorrow, we feel these ideals that's in our head, like for here. Let's be honest. I'm not looking at it in a a uh, a cartoon type of way. I'm looking at it realistic.
Oh yeah, I don't see cartoons like that.
And
Um,
here's the things. Here's the thing. These things happen to you, but you're still alive, right?
yes, but I'll be honest with you. Every night, my prayer is, God, please do not let me wake up in the morning. And when I do, I'm mad. Now, I'm not saying I'm suicidal. I'm not. I'm just very tired and done. I'm a seizure patient. I hit my head a lot. I don't even leave my house. You know what I mean? I have isolated, and because of this, over the last year and a half, since I mean, it's always been there. We know that. But the way that they are trying to normalize it, and it is okay with the people that should be protecting you, is just crazy. The fact that people can make Netflix movies about people's kids that ain't even found yet, about how their heads were found, and that's just crazy to me. How in the heck is
Yeah,
that legal? Because
exactly. Exactly.
if you were making a movie like or saying all this stuff around my baby that was missing, honey, I don't care. The cops, I'm coming to blow all y'all up. Y'all
Right.
ain't helping find my baby. You ain't part of the solutions, and you're the problem. And you got to go.
Well, well, see, here's the thing. God knows what all you can handle. And we sometimes handle it good and sometimes we handle it bad. But I mean, the promise is that he will not put more on you than you can handle. You must be a strong individual. You
Oh
have
my
to
god,
be an individual. I
I
mean,
know that, but being strong. Listen, let me tell you what my grandma told me one day. Honey, being strong don't mean nothing. You know why? Because the graveyard's full of people that said they were strong daily, like warriors, soldiers, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's right.
yeah, yeah, there's a lot of strong people, but at the end of the day, that here's the thing, because you either have to believe in God or not believe in God.
I believe. I'm just saying. I got questions right now. I know he hung the moon and stars, but right now, everything else I've ever learned from his words, that's written in red, I don't know. It's so sad, and I hate to believe that people were born evil. I don't. I think what happens is you're born to two toxic people who have become evil, and by the time you're 5, you don't know nothing but evil.
Right.
Like
Right.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Hey, ain't you in New Orleans? Ain't you in
No.
Louisiana?
No.
No. Oh, okay. That girl killed her mama and then got out of prison 8 years later and gave birth to a baby, and supposedly they let her have this baby. You violently killed your mother. I had seizures and they took my kids. Come on now.
Yeah. It's one of them worlds we live in that it seems to be good to some people, and some people have a really bad experience in this world. I've had a bad experience, but I definitely don't blame God. I just
Oh, I
know
don't
that,
blame.
yeah, I know you don't blame him. I just think that like
The
um
unknown is what scares me right now. And right now, I don't know nothing, and I don't like that. I don't feel safe. I don't even feel like I know me anymore. And that's the only thing I knew 24 hours ago is that I knew exactly who I was. And today I'm like, oh my God. If I don't have God, I don't have me. And that's what I know in my heart for real. If I ain't got God in me, I'm not going to make it.
right.
Because I can't live in that evil. My head can't do it. But
Yeah,
what I want to talk to yes, this Rebecca and Jake, the thing is, this has been going on for a long time. I honestly believe he's a lot like Jarvis. What they do is called child farming. They literally plan to make babies, have them, and hurt them. Like
right.
multiples. That's why Jarvis had so many women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause he wanted to make sure he made just as many as he could, so he could hurt just as many as he could.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, that's evil. Because even like serial killers, like that, they're old people and babies were off limits. And
Yeah.
today there's none of that.
No, you're right. You're
And
right.
then you got
Because
the police saying, I've literally had the cops tell me, uh, well, if you're not certain that that's true, and if somebody's not really doing something to you, you shouldn't report that because you could get them in a lot of trouble. I'm sitting here with a black eye. What are we talking about?
right.
You know what I mean? But it's because you're protecting the one that hurt, and that's sad. I can call you out and have a black eye when you get here, but because I'm too scared to tell you in front of him in his home that he hit me because I know he'll bond out, that you won't take. And I told him to. I said, I can't tell you that because then I won't have a place to be and I could be gone tomorrow. He goes, I'll take that as a no. things like that. But I live in South Georgia, and they don't care about stuff like that. Like they're Freemasons. The DA here is a Mason. Like he wears a ring that symbolizes it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we have to stay strong in faith and strong in what we believe, and that's how things will, you can't have a
Well, I
whole
need I need
world that
everybody that
don't.
believes in prayer. I need y'all to pray for me because I do not want to mess up. It's been almost 8 months since I touched anything, and I ain't never been able to say that. I've always smoked marijuana or something. Um, but today, because I'm writing a book, I am a memoir and dedicating it to the girls of the world. And it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. But the one thing that opened my eyes to is, like I said, when I was 6, I started noticing things that were wrong. And so now, even though I didn't say nothing then, and I know why I didn't say nothing then, today, at the end of the day, when I'm sitting here alone, I still tell myself it's your fault. You should have said something. And that, if I don't get that out of me, it's going to be the death of me. Because I know that's not true. That's the evil trying to take over because I'm trying to do good with what I've got.
Right. Right.
So,
So you're writing a book?
a memoir, yes, I am. And I'm having, like, I'm doing it with like AI so they can like document dates, times, dates, hospital visits, because like I was burnt at 3, my butt. I was set on a stove and the diaper melted to me. And so when I came home, I had to have I had skin grafts, everything. But my mom was drinking and she'd go out every night and she let her this boyfriend that I don't even know. I knew him until I was 9. He raped me until I was 3 to 9. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that on here. I'm sorry. But that's when he went to prison, and all I wanted to do is go to prison and tell him how much he hurt me, and I forgive him, and I hope that he knows that he hurt me.
Right.
And people ask me, where do you get your faith? How do you forgive people like that? Because to carry the hate that they carry will leave you hurting people. And when people say hurt people, I understand that. But like all the stuff that was done to me, like I couldn't even change my son's diaper because he wasn't circumcised, and I couldn't touch him down there because if he cried, it made me feel like I felt dead. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I had DCF workers, tell me, "Oh, you're supposed to be the mother. You gotta get out of that." Listen, y'all are making me worse by saying stuff like that because you don't understand what I've been through, and you don't know what it's like to just touch your child and have them scream like you're hurting them.
Right.
So, and it's just crazy stuff like that. It is. It's a lot of probably mental stuff from all the abuse in my head, the drug abuse, all of it. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I just wanted to be comfortably numb. I don't know. I just didn't want to feel anything, and that was the thing. That was the only reason I ever got high. It wasn't for any other reason. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to feel the guilt and shame. And literally to this day, when I take a shower, I cry and I scrub my skin until it's beet red.
Yeah.
I feel dirty. I can't wash it off.
Right.
So, like, and I was doing good with this until I started reliving and remembering and writing and putting feelings and emotions with it and having to blame my mom. Oh God, having to see. I always say, y'all, don't be mad. If my mom was sick, she was on drugs. Hey, that's no excuse. And now looking back, I'm like, God dang, I love her and she's gone, but I wish I would have talked to her when she was here now because that would have helped a lot. Now I'll never get it out, not to the right person.
Right. Right. And how did your mom die?
Wow. So my mom was also a drug addict too, and like I'll be honest with you, my mom was clean for 10 years when she died. She was actually went to church that night. And she gave her testimony at church, and she came home and she said it was a Sunday, the 12th of February, 2017. I had just got married on the 1st because she said, Shauna, this is a good man. He's a saint. when I die, I want to know you're taken care of. So I wish that you would take care of that before it's too late. She wasn't sick, but I guess she was trying to. Maybe she felt something. Okay. Either way, she went to church. That was her program. She didn't go to like a 12-step program. She went to church, and her preacher lady was her sponsor. Well, when they came home that night, she told me that, and she went in and laid down. She said she didn't feel good. The next morning, normally my mom gets up at like 3 o'clock, drinks coffee, gets everything done. She's up before everybody. Um, by 5 o'clock, my husband was up getting dressed, and for whatever reason, I chose to ignore it, and I shouldn't have. My mom had literally died by 9 o'clock the night before. She had a massive heart attack. And I found her the next morning, and that was the hard sin. She had a little chihuahua, a toy chihuahua, and that poor thing had sat there all night and not cried. It licked all the saliva out of her mouth.
Oh,
Oh my God! It was, for me, it was the worst thing I could have ever seen, because like when my brothers and sisters got here from Florida, she was already at the nursing home, so they didn't see that. They had already cut the tendon. You know what I mean? She looked, like my brother said, she looks healthy, just like she's sleeping. But that's not what I remember. She was locked under her arm. Her arm was locked under her chin. It was horrible. Her lips were blue. And now I can't get that out of my mind. Even with all the good memories, with that being the last, it was.
right.
Mm.
Right.
Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
Mm. But you're right. What doesn't kill us is here to make us help somebody else with it, and that's what I believe. Because as far as getting strong, well, I don't think you can get no stronger now. There's just some of us, but just because I don't got an S on my chest don't mean nothing. My name is Shauna. But look, my fun. I just want to let y'all know my heart's in it. I need y'all to pray for me. Keep these babies. Give them a voice. You do a great job. I love you. I talk about you all the time. Your ears should probably burn like I fangirl you, because you sound like the kind of mother I would have prayed to have. You know what I mean? We can't pick
Yeah.
our parents. I love my mom. If she came back from heaven, I would never let God have her back. But in the next sense, if I could have handpicked them, I would probably have picked you,
Oh,
because you believe in discipline. You believe in everything good, and that's all I wanted, was somebody to love me and treat me like I should have been. So, yeah. But now I know that the way that I'm going to get that relief and satisfaction is by getting this out of me and allowing it to help others. Because by keeping it in, I'm keeping all those deep, dark secrets about what I saw and knew as signs that something was wrong, and still didn't say nothing because it was making somebody else happy. I thought I was
yeah.
being daddy's little good girl. I thought I was supposed to.
Right.
Yeah. And now I feel like that nasty little thing that, yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying it's hard to get all that off of you, and I don't know where people ever go with like mental health after that, because I don't know that you can come back from that completely. But I love y'all. I'm gonna keep watching and pray my phone don't go dead.
All right.
Keep me in your prayers, and I'm gonna keep watching. I love y'all. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, you guys. That was Shauna voicing her concerns and questions. And you guys, um, sometimes it's just good to be a listening ear. We just don't have all the answers, and nobody does. And if they believe that they do, that's a lie. Nobody has the answers of why things happen or how we're supposed to feel and act. We all going to deal with it all kind of ways. And some people may have a worse experience than her, or you would think. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, my goodness. Uh, I couldn't even imagine what she went through, you know. And yeah, finding someone pass away, I've been there, done that, and it does stay in your mind. You could be doing something that has nothing to do with anything, and then it crosses your mind that last moment that you seen them alive, and it takes a lot to get it out your system. Some people can, and some people can't. They could be cooking some chicken and noodles, and next thing you know, they see that last day that they found their parent, their brother, their cousin, their child alive, and it just that's just life. I hate to say it because but it is. It's life, like we all have things that we deal with, and some people may think one is worse than the other, but you never know what you can deal with until you're dealing with it. And some people be like, get over it, like you can get over that, you just. But I mean, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm not gonna say anybody's wrong because we're all right. Like, it is possible to get over these things, but with technology and all the professionals that we have, um, sometimes we make it even worse. Telling somebody to keep going, get over that, you make it worse because now they're feeling bad, like they're wondering why they can't get over it, and how dare you can say they can get over it because because you can't feel what they feel. So, you know, um, but and and I say this and meaning no harm, that I know God is true, and I don't know why things happen. I and I say I don't, in my life, I've chose not to even try to understand because I already know that the answer's not going to be there until I see him. So I take that and I just keep going. And when I meet him, I will be able to ask these questions that I have. Why did my brother have to pass away? Why did I have to go through this? Why is it? Because think about it, like we're average people. We go to work, or we've retired from work, or we're disabled from working, or whatever have you. We live this life of, staying at home, or taking care of our kids and our grandkids. And that was the phone call that came in earlier. My son, I wanted to know if I had to pick up Pooh Bear, and he said no, and I said okay, and I'm on the live. And but this is our life. It will be bad if we're sitting there going, I don't like my life. It's called life. It's the present. It's right now. And yes, people may not believe they can make it a good one or make it better. They're stuck. Yeah, Zena, he does say, lean not on our own understanding. Yes, he does say that in the good book, you know? And that's why when we read, we ask for understanding of his words, not the understanding of the situation, because you're not going to understand when he asks you to leave your children, or asks you to walk away from something, or asks you to give this away. You're going to be thinking, hey, first of all, you got to understand, is it God or is it something else? You don't know. You don't know, So, but I'm gonna say this, her story is really bad. I'm just being honest. She has a 16-year-old. I didn't know that. I did not know she had a 16-year-old. But think about this, you guys, and I always try to make light of the situation, because I know for a fact that there's people that's with a worse situation. Like, look at this kid. This kid is 7 months old. He don't even get a life. Other people can say, well, I learned how to drive. Yeah, I had a boyfriend. Yeah, I went to the game. I went to the ball. I got to eat Cheetos or popcorn or Doritos. I got to watch TV. Yeah, it was hard. I bounced, went to foster home, and this happened and that happened and that happened. You can tell me all the things that happened, but on this 7-month-old baby, nothing didn't happen but beat down and death. That baby has nothing. You know what I'm saying? That baby has nothing. He can remember maybe his mama's titty for, breastfeeding and a bottle and looking around, and that's it. Didn't learn how to set up, didn't learn how to walk, nothing. Probably got his diaper changed maybe 2-3 times a day. For 7 months, his life ended. The end. And then you got to look at the 10 weeks old little girl that's now, I don't know how old she is now, but the 10-week-old, she's her eyes is open, she sees, but shoot, she pretty much brain dead. She can't even understand. She'll never walk, never talk, never be able to tell nobody she can't move. If she wanted to die, she can't. She can't even move. She can't speak. I don't even think she could see. I think they said she's even blind. She can't talk. She's blind. She just, you know what I mean? I don't know. So don't ever think that you got it worse, And in all reality, to be honest with you, I know you may not believe this, but if God wanted to heal you, he would, he could, he can. He can take it all away. She said the baby is 7 and yes, she is blind. Yeah. So, so I never look at my situation as it's just so horrible. I would say sometimes I'd be like, I don't know nobody that had a worse childhood than I've had, But then when we started getting off in these cases, I'm like, wow, I have to thank God of the situation I was in because it's nowhere near what they in. And back onto the Naziah Harris case or whatever, I hear Vari, Naziah's brother, is facing charges. We thought he was a good kid, and he's just really trying to get over his sister being disappearance or death or whatever, and he's a good kid. This boy done set up a whole trap house with his kid in the house, like, I don't know. I mean, allegedly, those are the charges, that he was selling drugs out of the house, and his baby was in the house. So now they got child abuse on him. And I'm going to tell you guys something, because, and it's something that Shauna did say, that I want you guys to know that there's nothing new under the sun. She did tell you guys this stuff has been happening in the Bible way before we was even thought of. All the things with the kids and the women, and all of that stuff comes out of there. And some of it is passed down. Some people are saying that it's a curse, that it runs in the family, and I could see that too. That when you have a parent that has a drug abuse, and their parents had drug abuse, and their parents had drug abuse, and their parents had, and at one time it wasn't called a drug abuse or anything. That it was okay to smoke this and drink that and have all these psychedelic drugs and eating mushrooms and stuff like that. So um Yeah, we don't want to feel the pain, and uh, and then we have a reason that we a way to we feel like temporary get away from the pain is drugs or drinking, or some people they have sex, and some people they go out and rob and steal, and they just don't care about nobody. They be like, and they're never gonna tell you, you know what, I'm just in this world and I don't care about nobody. I don't care how you feel or anything like that. They just do what they do, and they be like, so somebody done it to me, so I don't care. So, and but people do think like that, you guys. So, like when you look at people and they have situations going on, have compassion, have grace, and have mercy. You don't know if they deserving of it. You don't know if they're just the victim of it. You don't know. Just especially when they ask you to pray for them, just put them in your prayers. Pray for them, because it does work. It does make a difference, and we just leave it up to the Lord because we can't. Some people you can't help because there's no way you can understand their situation, but you can be nice and pray for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the help that they really, really need. And yeah, yeah, because ain't you can give them all the money in the world. It they'll mess it up. Not saying that they will, but you know what I'm saying. Somebody will steal it from them or kill them over it or something. So that ain't gonna help. You can put them in a decent place, and it doesn't matter. There's no place on this earth that's decent because people with money go through the same thing. You guys, you may not hear about it, but they do. But sometimes you just got to. Zena says, I have worked in a lot of facilities, and some of the patients that I have worked would have tried to unalive themselves, and God didn't let that happen, and they have to live with the consequences. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Zena. Ecclesiastics, nothing new under the sun. It's meaningless. I did too, Freddie, but I had a good fearing prayer, praying mama, as they say, saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. Yeah, we can pray. And people say, that's the first thing you should do, but we don't do it the first thing. We just don't do it the first thing. We may do it the last thing. We'd be like, oh, let's just well, if we can't do nothing, let's just pray. What? That's you pray first and then try to do all that other stuff. But anyway, you guys, that's just life. That's just life. The love of money, Zena. The love of money. Money sitting by itself don't do nothing. But if you love that money more than you love God, yeah, you would do pretty much anything to be, yeah. And Tina says, my grandmother is a praying woman, and she tells me all the time, stop listening to this foolishness and take it to God. He will fix it. Yes, Tina, she's correct. So I beg you guys, when people have a story to tell, let them tell it, because it may not be for you. It may be for someone else. And in her telling her story of what's we've heard it, but every time when we hear from her, it hits us somewhere. I may not can probably fully understand everything she done went through, because she done went through a lot, but I can feel some of her sorrow. I can. I know exactly how it feels to try to keep the family together. And that's the reason why you don't want to tell nobody. You don't think they're going to believe you anyway, or you're going to get mistreated because of it. You know, Tina said, hello, Diesel. He guess he wants it. I have to give him his medicine, and I hate to do it because he's going to be drugged out, but I got to give it to him. So I'm gonna get off of here and start giving him his medicine, and it's a lot. I got to give him 3 pills of this and 2 pills of that, and then I got to do the same thing in the morning. It's just a lot, and he's gonna be drugged up. But you guys, um, that's why I say, you guys, be nice to people. You know, you never know what they're going through. And then there's some people who be, well, you just need to do this, and you gotta do this. No, no. You know, they're trying to understand why me, why this is happening, why not you? You know, it's gotta happen to somebody, I guess. So why not you? You're the stronger person. You may think you can't handle it, but trust and believe. God does not make mistakes. That He cannot do. You may think it's a mistake, but it's not. You are the right person for whatever He wants you to do or get done. You are the person to get it done. And sometimes, you know, things happen and we're just not going to have the understanding until we meet Him. And I guarantee you, I believe that with all of my heart. So if you just live a little longer, and when it's your time to meet Him, you will have all your questions answered. He's going to answer all your questions. And if I'm wrong, then everything that I believe in is wrong. Because that's what He says. You know, I mean, we just can't have all the answers right now. We would, some of the people would unalive themselves if they knew what the outcome would be. They just would. They'd be like, well, since I'm just not going to make it, then I just might as well go ahead and do this and do this to this and do this to my kid and do this to my husband. You know, serious, you guys. Y'all think I'm playing, but people think like that. They say, shoot, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to take everybody with us, you know. So anyway, you guys, just keep prayer alive and keep praying, and God will answer all those questions for you. I'm finna get off of here, you guys. I'll see you guys Wednesday. And like I said, I do not know how they're gonna prove how Baby Emmanuel even passed away. I don't even know, or when, or who done it. But they can't prove that he's no longer here, because he's just not. He can't just walk away. But we'll see what happens. This is another case that we're going to follow. I'll see you guys. I love you guys. Be good, be great, and be nice to each other.